Let's see if this works, guys. Cheers. Okay, well, I'm streaming. You know what? Oh, I should take this off Wi-Fi. Let me take this off Wi-Fi and see what it does to the connection. Okay, we're good. I'm gonna keep it on cell, guys, because the power keeps flickering in and out, and whenever that happens, the Wi-Fi goes in and out. And I figured, you know what? We're hanging out here. We're sitting out the storm. The storm's not going to arrive until later tonight, much later tonight. But we got nothing to do but sit around. It's a rainy day. Let's hang out, folks. We got nowhere to go, nowhere to be, nothing to do. Let's hang out. Let's do a hangout until my phone dies. You know, when I'm streaming from my phone, by the way, I hope you, oh, wait. Oh, God, I got my mic here. Hope you guys can hear me all right. I was running in and out of this patio, so I'm a little wet. But, what the hell was I saying? Oh, yeah. I'm going to stream from my phone specifically so that I don't have to worry about the Wi-Fi. And you guys know that when I stream from my phone, it's, I can't really interact with the live chat that much. So what I got going on is I got my laptop in front of me as well so I can actually see. Oh, I just realized I'm not doing this through StreamYard though. But you know what? I will be able to see your comments easily because I do have YouTube open in front of me on my computer. And we'll see which dies first, my cell phone or my computer. And let's just hang out, guys. We got some water. We got some cocktail. We got some stogie. We're having fun, y'all. Let's talk about it. So much to talk about. I'm sure you get a lot. Well, this is going to be a hangout. This isn't a video for any reason other than we got nothing better to do while we wait for this hurricane to arrive and blow through. And so let's just have fun, you guys. That's what this is about. I'm sure you guys got some questions. I got some stuff I wouldn't mind talking about. Some stuff. You guys know what it is. I don't shy away from talking about stuff. Oh, by the way, can you guys hear that wind? Holy cow. And also, I'll tell you, so a lot of people ask me, did we evacuate? Guys, we are in evacuation zone D as in Delta. For them to ask zone D to evacuate, it's got to be like a Cat 5 from hell. I have never witnessed, I've been in Clearwater for almost 20 years now. I have never ever seen them ask zone D to evacuate. So what does that mean? Evacuation zones, basically, my understanding is they're based on sea level. The most dangerous thing about hurricanes is when the wind causes the sea level to rise. They call that the storm surge, and that kills you. That's where people die. People do not die from rain. People do not die from their local lake overflowing. They die from the ocean rising up 10 feet, 12 feet, and swallowing everything. That's why there's a saying, run from the water, hide from the wind. But again, when they say water, they mean the ocean rising up. So I'm in evacuation zone D. We never evacuate. And guys, the good news for Clearwater, but the good news is that this storm is going to make landfall more than 35 miles south of us. And based on the latest update from Dennis Phillips, the best weatherman in the world, Clearwater, where I am in Clearwater, should not even see hurricane force winds. We are expecting tropical storm force winds. And guys, I'm just saying, for people who've lived in Florida for a long time, tropical storm force winds, that doesn't even count. Like, that's nothing. Also, because we live in an area where high winds are common and hurricanes are common and tropical storms are common, the trees around here, for the most part, The trees that have limbs that are gonna blow off and, you know, snap off and fall down, those have all already snapped off and fallen down. I have also, on the property where I'm at now, I have had an arborist, a professional arborist, come through several times and get up there in the tree canopy and get rid of problematic branches and branches that are overhanging the house and things like that. We've done that at both houses here where I am, and then Heather and the girls are literally a block away. But nonetheless, we do take our storm prep seriously, and Heather and the girls were over here this morning, and we took all of the furniture. This is crazy, but this is true. We took all of the furniture that was outside and around the pool, and the girls came over, got in our bathing suits, and we took all of that furniture and we put it in the pool. I wish I could show you guys because it's hilarious and amazing, and when you think about it, brilliant. What you don't want is shit blowing around, and so we took the stuff, the biggest objects that were most likely to blow around, and we just put them in the pool. They're already waterproof. It's already outdoor furniture. And the girls said when the storm blows through, before we take this out, can we carefully arrange all of the furniture in the pool so it just looks like an underwater living room, and take a GoPro and take some photos of that. So we were actually having a lot of fun this morning. A lot of fun this morning. You know, one of the reasons I wanted to actually hang out here instead of just sitting inside and doing a live stream, my house is really drafty. The windows are drafty, the doors are drafty, very common with these older Florida homes. I don't know, this house was probably built in the 60s, maybe 70s. And it's one of these things where the wind sounds more treacherous inside than it does outside. And so, you know, have you guys noticed this? Like sometimes if you're wearing noise canceling headphones and you're in a relatively quiet area, because you're shielded from the outside world, everything in the outside, it seems like you're in your little bubble and outside is like pure chaos. And you're like, man, these noise canceling headphones, man, these things are like working magically. And then like you take them off and like everything's quiet. It's kind of like that sitting in the house. Whenever the wind blows, like the doors rattle, the windows rattle, the chimney like whistles like, whoo, and you're like, holy shit, it must be really going down outside. And then you open the door and you're like, what? There's nothing happening. And so I was actually thinking of setting up in the front, on the front patio, doing a live stream. And I figured, you know what? I want to use my laptop to see you guys' comments, and the Wi-Fi is stronger here on the back patio. And plus, the truth is, the wind in the backyard is much more obvious. Like, when the wind is blowing, in the front yard, everything seems totally fine. In the backyard, it's like all freaking hell is breaking loose. And I kind of wanted you guys to be able to hear that a little bit, because it's kind of exciting. All right, let's say hi to some folks. I just saw, oh shit, I can't bring comments up. I see SPIT Clearwater. My boy Kai, good to see you, Kai. Let's get together tomorrow, assuming we're all still alive and have power. Hey, even if we don't have power, screw that. Come on over. I got a gas grill. Let's fire up some burgers tomorrow. Let's see. Let me go back up. Let's say we're just hanging out, guys. We are in no rush. We got nowhere to be. There's tornado watches everywhere throughout all of Florida. That's always scary. But honestly, again, 20 years, been here 20 years. We see water spouts pretty frequently. There's been some tornadoes here on the mainland, but I don't know. You just get a little desensitized to a lot of this stuff after a while. Oh, by the way, $5 Tampa hand-rolled cigars, can't beat them. I say there is no reason to ever spend more than $5 on a cigar. You can't get better than a $5 hand-rolled cigar in Tampa. My absolute favorites. And let's see, saying Lydia Von Stretchclaw, good to see you. And SPTV fan, good to see you. Okay, Failed Pessimist is asking serious questions. Do you have air conditioning? Yes. Air conditioning is one thing I cannot live without. That is my biggest fear for the power going out, is me having to be without air conditioning. Now, if we don't have air conditioning and I'm outside, who cares? If we don't have air conditioning and I'm inside, who cares? But I can't sleep. Like, I can't sleep in my own sweat. And anything over 71 degrees, and I start to sweat. And you might wonder, why the hell do you live in Florida? I ask myself that question every day. And the answer is because of my daughters. All three of my daughters, born and raised here in Clearwater, they've got lives, they've got friends, they've got school. But the truth is, if my daughters were like, let's go to Montana, I'd be like, we're going to Montana. That's where I was born, and I still got family there. All right, let's see. Old Frizz, good to see ya. Justin Northern Girl, good to see ya. Queen Thetan. By the way, if you guys do have questions you do actually want me to answer, and realize I'm looking at the live chat, and even on the live chat, there's only so far back I can scroll. Please do not feel bad about continuing to repeat the same question in the chat. Moderators, if you're there and someone's putting the same question in the chat and it's not just a ridiculous question, it's totally okay. Because I'm always going to be looking at the most recent, once I work my way down, I'm only going to be looking at the most recent part of the chat. Failed Pessimist says, airing your Diddy video surpassed 200,000 views. Thank you for mentioning it. Thanks to my Diddy content, we do have a bunch of new subscribers, new viewers. You know, I wish there was more to talk about regarding Diddy and Scientology. It's a very successful thing for YouTube channels to talk about right now. But the fact is, I only talk about it if I think there's actually something very pertinent to the Scientology conversation. One of the things I really like to do is to seize upon things that are in the media and getting press, and figure out how to logically and intelligently incorporate into that a conversation about how Scientologist is a multi-billion-dollar international family-destroying human trafficking cult. And you know, the truth is there are so many parallels to the Diddy the Diddler and how he was able to get away with everything he got away with for as long as he did, who enabled him, who supported him through their silence, through whatever, through fear, through clout chasing. There are really good conversations to be had about that phenomena. Can you guys hear that wind? About that phenomena, how that happens in the entertainment world, in the political world, in academia, Jeffrey Epstein, you know, Diddy the Diddler, and high control human trafficking organizations like Scientology. Anytime I think I can have a new relevant conversation about that regarding the Diddler and Scientology, I will do so, but only if I think it actually makes sense and doesn't just look like riding that Diddy bandwagon just for the sake of numbers. There's no doubt that content is great for numbers, but it has to make sense. It has to feel organic and it has to feel genuine. You know, so yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing just the overlap between Danny Masterson, Ashton Kutcher, and the Diddler. It really is amazing. Okay, let's see. Debbie with an eye says, how long is it supposed to last? Debbie, are you talking about the cigar? I think you're talking about the storm. The storm's moving at about 16 miles an hour right now. I think the rain field of the storm is about 400 miles. So, I mean, we could be getting rain for days, but nobody in Clearwater, Florida cares about rain. I think, let me see how big the eye of the storm is right now. Actually, the eye of the storm recently collapsed again. Let me Google this. How big is the eye of Milton? Okay, let me ask ChatGPT because Google does not like that question. How big is the eye of Milton? Oh, there does not currently appear to be a, anyway, last I knew, the eye of Milton was about 4 miles wide. If the thing's moving at about 16 miles an hour, you can see this, that's pretty fast for a storm, actually. The storm is not going to make landfall until later this evening. It may not even make landfall until closer to midnight. I've got to double check that. But really, the core of the storm, wherever it hits, wherever the storm makes landfall, and wherever the eye of that storm and the eye wall is moving over, the worst of it should only last for about an hour. But that's devastating, guys. Oh, you can hear the rain coming down hard now. Is that getting louder for you guys? See, I don't have gutters back here, and I've got a very long roof line, and the roof line comes to a T right there. So like several, maybe like 1,000 square feet of roof. No, much more than that. Hold on, what is it, 100? Yeah, a couple thousand square feet of roof just converge right here at the corner, and it just like waterfall cascades right onto the deck out here. I threw a couch cushion, and like a shoe mat under the waterfall to try to reduce the sound, but I can't tell it how loud that is for you guys. Yeah, I literally removed every single item from the front or backyards that could possibly get picked up by the wind. And that's really the best you can do. Protect your windows, tie things down. That really is the best that you can do. And the cigar probably won't last for more than an hour, but don't worry, guys. I got more. We're here for the long haul. Venus Blue says, I was in Zone D here in Panama City. We were told not to evacuate. Worst decision we've made. Wow, okay. You were actually told not to evacuate. That's incredible. Okay. Brittany Van Brakel says, how many hurricanes have you been through? God, it's been at least 5. Here, let me ask ChatGPT. How many hurricanes have hit Tampa in the last 18 years? Jesus, just give me an answer. Has been fortunate to avoid direct hits. Not direct hits, not direct hits. How about this? How many hurricanes have come within 30 miles of Clearwater in the last 18 years? Why is this such a trick question? Okay, so some notable ones. Irma in 2017, Elsa in 2021. I don't know why this is such a hard question. The answer is about 5 or 6. You know, without going through and getting a detailed list. Yeah, how many people we got watching right now? 1,300. Do me a favor, y'all. Hit that like button, guys. We got nowhere to be. We got nowhere to do. It's fast. It's easy. It's free, folks. Free. Can you believe it? Pam Hiltz, good to see you. Sharmilla, thank you and good to see you. Kim White says, friends in Riverview and Hillsborough County are not leaving either. Yeah. So let's see, out of the people that I know here locally that you guys might know. Clearwater George, my good buddy George, surrounded by Scientology. He did decide to get out of town. But I got to tell you, George has non-stop, since the other hurricane blew through last week, he has non-stop been helping his friends on the beach clean up the utter devastation that occurred down on Clearwater Beach and the beaches north and south of it. And the truth is, George said he was just emotionally exhausted from seeing all of the devastation. And he's like, I just need a break from it. So he headed out east to the east coast of Florida, still in the path of the hurricane, but by the time it gets there, it's going to be a fraction of whatever it is when it hits here. And he just needed a break. He didn't leave because he was actually worried about the danger, but he and his kids went out there. You guys know Sandy, Sandy McKenna, Sins of Scientology. She lives in the Tampa area, a little east of me, northeast of me. She's in town. She stuck around. You guys know Feral Cheryl. She stuck around. She lives much closer to me. You guys know Dusty. Dusty Fountain, Dusty Soda Fountain. He stuck around. Let's send our thoughts over to Sarasota Jerry. Sarasota is going to get Sarasota is going to get hit pretty hard, guys. And Jerry's down there, and he stayed in town. You know, it looked for a while that the storm was going to hit closer to Clearwater than down in Sarasota. So Jerry, thank you for your service, sir, for bringing that storm a little down closer to you guys. That's the thing about these storms. Everyone's happy when it doesn't hit them. But when it doesn't hit you, it's hitting someone else pretty hard, unfortunately. But anyway, Jerry, if you're around, jump into the chat, man. Let me know you're good. We talked yesterday. Who else? Lori Plays. I think Lori Plays is in town. Lori Plays stayed in town. Who else, guys? Who am I missing? Jenna's safe out in San Diego. No worries there. Jenna should be coming to town this weekend, assuming the airport has power. By this weekend, this storm will be long gone. But so Jenna's safe. By the way, when the storm does roll through later this evening, Heather and the girls will come over here if things do get dicey. But honestly, I swear to God, I cannot reiterate this enough. Based on the current forecast, Clearwater does. There's a very good chance Clearwater will not even get Hurricane 1 winds. We're going to get tropical storm force winds. And for us, that's nothing. That's absolutely nothing. Brooksy says, I did not respect you until I saw the cigar. Oh my God, I love it. The worst thing about the hurricane not hitting us is that the Scientologists are going to declare victory. The Scientologists believe that they have spiritual powers that allow them to control the weather, okay? Now, I know most people think the Jews control the weather, but they are wrong. It is the Scientologists, okay? The Scientologists believe that they are the reason that hurricanes almost never hit Clearwater. And when, sorry, I'm having too much fun here, guys. When it looked like this thing, when it looked like one of the biggest storms in history was going to directly hit Clearwater, the Scientologists put out the word, okay? They said, guys, Scientologists all around the world, all 196 of them, flow admiration to the hurricane. Admire it. L. Ron Hubbard said that if you admire it, it will go away. Anything you admire will disappear. And so they flowed, they did their Care Bear stare. They did their Scientologist Care Bear stare at Hurricane Milton. And God damn it, that thing went south. I think I might have to rejoin Scientology, y'all. I need some of those special weather controlling superpowers. I'm only 10% Jewish, so that's not enough Jewish to be able to control the weather. But I was born and raised in Scientology, so I should have some of that, you know, weather controlling power. But I guess I just wasn't, I guess I just didn't do enough of the bridge. You know, that's actually the real reason I stay in Clearwater, is because I know I'm not strong enough to control the weather. I need to hide under the umbrella, the protection of the Scientologists who have the real weather controlling abilities. We're having fun, guys. We're having fun. Okay. So honestly, guys, even with tropical storm force winds, though, and even I do expect to lose power. We are prepared. We do expect and we are prepared to lose power, even possibly for days. Okay. Last week when the hurricane blew through, it was 100 miles offshore, and people around here still lost power for days. So this house did not lose power. The other house down the street lost power for a couple days. Oh, is Jenna in the chat? I see people talking to Jenna. Where you at, Jenna? Where you at? Where'd you go? She's hiding from me. I don't see her. That's right. By the way, this is just water. This is where the party's at. This is a double. This is a White Russian. Okay. You know what, guys? Let's get down to business, shall we? Let's get down to a little bit of business. Where is Jenna? Oh, there she is. There you are. Hi. Hi. Failed Pessimist says, is Aaron drinking something called Liquid Death? So, this is the new popular water. Literally every podcast on earth except mine is sponsored by Liquid Water. So I'm just going to start drinking liquid water on air and pretend that I am sponsored by them. And then maybe they'll at least send me some free water. I'm willing to do sponsorships just for free merch, guys. Free product. Just send me free product and you can sponsor my channel. Right now, I get that from Amazon. I have a monthly subscription for Amazon to send me 6 boxes of giant cans of Liquid Death water, and I am addicted to seltzer water. I know you guys think I'm just addicted to key lime pie, but I am also addicted to seltzer water. I refuse to drink flat water. I just love the taste of carbonated water. We got Marilyn in the chat. We got Marilyn. I gotta tell you guys, in this community, I do not mind saying this. I'm gonna throw down right now. In this community, almost no one has been as good of a friend to me as Marilyn. Marilyn, I love you. I love your support. I love your friendship. And I appreciate everything that you do, truly. Don't take friends for granted, guys. They're worth their weight in gold. All right, let's see. You guys know I'm about to jump into some drama. You guys know I'm about to jump into some drama. Why not? We're sitting here riding through a hurricane. Let's talk some shit, guys. You guys ready to talk shit? I swear to God, I have only had half of this, and it's the only thing I've had to drink today. All right, let's check the chat. Kai, get in your truck and come down here and join this live stream with me. Sarah says, hurricanes apparently make Aaron in a silly mood. Facts. Don't worry, guys. We're not getting into any heavy drama. But I really might give you some common sense, logical comments on other people's drama. Okay, I do see a question. Are you going to try to live stream during the storm? It would be pretty awesome. So, let me think about that. The only difficulty with that is I do not have a way to give my phone continuous power. Because in order for me to use this microphone, I have to plug the receiver into the bottom of my phone where I would normally plug the charging cord. And if I unplug the microphone in order to plug in power, I just don't know how well you guys will be able to hear me. And my biggest concern about live streaming from where I'm live streaming at is because if the wind starts blowing, if the wind starts blowing enough that the rain and the water, right now I'm sitting in a screened-in patio. If the water is actually hitting my phone and my computer, I gotta get out of here. Nothing would make me happier than to be able to do a 12-hour live stream during the hurricane, just talking shit with you guys out here. But it's just not possible. So we'll see, guys. I'm constrained by my power setup. So we'll see what's going on. Okay, I see a newcomer asking me about the brand of the cigar. Guys, these are the $5 Tampa hand-rolled cigars. So even when I go to my favorite cigar bar up in Palm Harbor called the Cigar Cave, and you go into their humidor, you got a massive walk-in humidor. They got all the expensive cigars everywhere. But tucked away in the corner is a big old box of these $5 hand-rolled Tampa cigars. You cannot beat them. If you're spending more than $5 on a cigar, you're throwing your money away, folks. Absolutely throwing it away. Teresa says you can still talk shit from inside. So you're right, I can talk shit from inside, but it requires my phone to have power. And I can't charge my phone and plug in my microphone at the same time. Yes, Failed Pessimist says, Aaron, no, someone else said it. Who said that? Oh yeah, Failed Pessimist says, for any newcomers, Aaron is cheap. He buys cheap apples and cheap pizza. You know me so good. Do you have a cordless charger? I do have a cordless charger. See, you guys are very smart. I do have a cordless charger. And actually, do you know who bought me my cordless charger? Was Sandy McKenna. And, but my phone right now is being held by my gimbal. And my gimbal holds my phone from the back. And the back is where the cordless charger would go. So, yeah. That's all, guys. That's all. Ooh. Daniel Kinnaman Haas says, hey, how about Robert Dam? I'm from Denmark and I'm looking forward to see that interview. Robert Dam is an author in Denmark, and he's written about Scientology, and I'm going to be doing an interview with him. And the truth is, we should have done this interview weeks and weeks ago, and it's purely my fault. It's purely my fault. I'm notoriously impossible to schedule with. Every time I agree to do something with someone at a particular day and time, I always regret it. And something always comes up. It's pure. I am the reason me and Robert have not done an interview yet. And I know he's been hitting a lot of other channels. And the other thing I wanted to do, I wanted to actually have the time to review what he's already discussed in his other interviews to be able to add extra value to our interview. And that's just another thing sitting in the back of my mind that's preventing me from being like, hey, Robert, let's sit down, let's do an interview at this day and this time. I promise you, me and Robert are going to do an interview. I got to talk to that guy. Ken's channel. Love you, brother. Good to see you in here. Consulting to Fort Myers School District years ago, low category 1 came through. Buddy and I wrote it out in a hotel with beef jerky, peanut butter and jelly, and beer. As a California boy through fire, hurricane, earthquake, tornado is still left on the bucket list. I got to tell you, the one thing that would absolutely terrify me, fires. I ain't gonna fuck around with a fire. I mean, probably my worst fear. Do you guys see it? Hear that wind? Hold on, I gotta hold the phone. Do you guys hear that? Yeah. Do you guys hear that? Oh, I did forgot to mention earlier. I know, can you guys hear that? Oh, where's Cheryl? Cheryl in the chat. Feral Cheryl, they just issued a tornado warning for Clearwater. Yikes. The tornado is honestly the thing I'm really worried about. Because other than a tornado, we're going to be fine. Okay. Ken says, I will send you a photo of my house. $115,000 in damages from wildfire. Absolutely terrifying. Okay, you guys want me to show you some you guys want me to show you some rain footage? I don't want to take my phone off the gimbal yet, guys. All right, let's see what we got. Martha Simon says, a category 1 is like a large, bad Florida thunderstorm. Uh-oh, I lost her comment. Where'd she go? Oh, yeah. Category 1 is like a large, bad Florida thunderstorm. By the way, Lee County School District is a train wreck. Do you guys hear that? Okay, I'm going to show you. Okay. No, see, now it looks like nothing. Now it's just rain, no wind. Wait. Those branches are from earlier, you guys. Those trees are what I'm worried about. Uh-oh. Yeah. All right. All right. Not a big deal, to be honest. Not a huge deal. Okay, now I gotta fix my phone. All right, there we go. Uh-oh, did the internet go out? All right. Okay, why? Oh, there we go. Okay, hold on, guys. Okay, hold on, guys. Nah, that's too much. We don't need to see my sweatpants. That feels right. This is not underboob sweat. This is rain. I might go change my shirt and come back in a bit. We'll see. ZC says, don't feel bad for lactating. I swear to God, guys, I'm going to go change my shirt. I'll be right back. Okay. I know you're like, Aaron, that's the same damn shirt. What are you doing? No, I've got 10 of every one of my favorite shirts. Just a Northern Girl says. Another black shirt? I knew it! Guys, what are the 3 shirts, the black shirts you guys have seen me in? The black button down, the black Nike golf polo, and the black V-neck tee. I have like 10 of each of those because they're my favorite. We should all wear our favorite clothes every single day. That is the secret to happiness. Oh my God, you guys are hilarious. I do only own, okay, the colored button downs that I have, I got like blue, I got green, I got pink, I got purple. For those, I only have one because they're not my favorite. And I only have multiple copies or items of my favorite shirts. Okay. I'll tell you what though. I do want to comment on some things, guys. Have you guys noticed, you dedicated viewers, have you guys noticed that I have not used my platform to throw any shade whatsoever, or any criticism, or any hate, or any negativity towards any of the people who have been doing that to me for a few weeks? I just want to ask, that's just a question. We're not even commenting yet. That's just a question. Have you guys noticed that? I know you have, and I know you guys appreciate it. And that's intentional, and that will continue. Because what I consider to be this community is not here to watch former Scientologists on former Scientologists hate. And I recognize that. And I know that's true. And I know you guys send me emails, all your emails you guys send me, I appreciate it. And I'll comment even a little further on this. Not only have I not said one single negative, critical word about any of the folks who've been sending a lot of that shit my way the last few weeks. There's a lot of people who've been doing that for the last 6 or 7 months who I also have not done that to. And that will continue. You have my word. There's a lot of very false and easily provably false, silly accusations that are being made about the SPTV Foundation that I fully intend on doing a very short, very non-drama, very receipts-heavy response to, and posting it on the YouTube channel that we have set up for the SPTV Foundation. And you know what? Because we're hanging out and because we got nowhere to be and nothing to do, I will tell you right now what it is that is going to be in my video that I'm going to post later, okay? For example, there are some people who are saying the SPTV Foundation does not have an EIN number and does not have a bank account. Guys, this is literally the stupidest thing ever. It takes 5 minutes to get an EIN number. You don't even have to apply for one. You literally say, just give me one, and they give it to you. In the video that I do, I'm literally going to show you a screenshot of my Wells Fargo bank accounts. You're going to see my personal checking, my personal savings, my business checking, my business savings, no business savings actually. There isn't. I don't think there is one. Personal checking, personal savings, business checking, Wells Fargo brokerage, and a separate SPTV checking account. It's like, it's silly, it's stupid. Even, so the SPTV Foundation has been able to approve funds to help about 15, 16, 17 people so far. All of those people have been absolutely thrilled to get any help from us whatsoever. Only one person has decided that they are so angry that they weren't able to get even more money out of us that they have just tried to just smear the foundation with the most silly accusations. Now, because for some reason, a surprising number of people are believing and repeating these accusations, it's worth doing a response video just to put the evidence out there. I mean, the reason I haven't done it earlier is because I honestly love people. I honestly love it when people run around claiming to know things for a fact that they couldn't possibly know. It makes them look silly, not me. I'll give you an example. There's one person running around saying that they asked me for our EIN number, and I gave them 3 numbers, and they were false. Guys, how could anybody know if the EIN number was false? You cannot look up a business by its EIN number. And when I say business, the SPTV Foundation is a Florida corporation, nonprofit corporation. You cannot take an EIN number and go to the IRS website and do a search and find out what business it's attached to. Try it. Try it right now. Go to the, like if you have a company or you work for a company, take the company that you work for. Look at your W-2, where your paycheck. Take your EIN number, go to the IRS website, do a search for your EIN number, and see if the IRS will tell you what corporation is tied to that EIN number. The only time the IRS website will tell you what corporation is tied to that EIN number is if it is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We have not yet received our 501c3 nonprofit approval from the IRS. Until that happens, there's no way to know, like if I give you my EIN number right now for the foundation, there's no way for you to verify that's a correct number. 0. There's no way. So if you can't verify that it's true, that it's real and that it's correct, how can you run around telling people that it's false? You can't. It's ridiculous. Okay. I also want to address, without naming names, there are some people who have recently implied that they have asked me questions about this EIN number or the 501c3 status and were unable to get an answer. I'm going to say this right here, right now for the record. You guys can clip this and post it anywhere you want. Anyone who is saying they have personally asked me, particularly if it's someone who recently left the board, they personally asked me for this information and did not get an answer, a true answer, an honest answer, a full answer, is quite honestly lying to you. I'm sorry. They're not being truthful. They're just honestly not being truthful, okay? And that's unfortunate. And I'm not going to try to ascribe intentions or motives or whatever, because this is not honestly about throwing shade. It's just not. There's something else that I would like to comment on. This weird phenomena of people in the former Scientology community who take private conversations, private disagreements, private unrest, and they run to the internet and they go, "Oh, my pearls! Someone said something to me that made me feel a particular way. Aren't they bad? Oh my God." This is crazy, you guys. This is crazy. Now, I know there's some people who are going to be like, Isn't that what you did when the Aftermath Foundation voted you off? No, that's not what I did. When I was the vice president of the Aftermath Foundation, and I used my channel to promote the shit out of the foundation and to raise a ton of money for the foundation, and because of the high-profile nature of my channel, almost everyone the Aftermath Foundation helped was someone who found out about us or contacted us through me or my channel. And that was intentional, guys. It's why I used my channel to promote the foundation, because the bigger reach that you have, the more awareness people have of you and what you're doing, the easier it is for people to, you know, contact you. When I was voted off the foundation board, I was literally told, you don't have to say anything about it. We're not going to say anything about it. We're not going to tell anyone you're not on the board. You don't have to say you're not on the board. And I was like, oh, and the other thing that was said to me is like, but if you do say something, you could just say you've decided to focus on your channel, you've decided to focus on other things. And my response to that is, what are you talking about? Why would I lie to my audience? First of all, why would I lie by omission? Why would I not tell my audience about this major change? Like, first of all, one of the biggest things I have going for me in what I'm doing here is that what you see is what you get. This isn't like some curated personality or some, you know, some show that I'm running here. Like, this channel is me, you know. I promoted the foundation, the Aftermath Foundation, because I was the vice president. Like, and I made it clear again and again and again that being able to use my channel to promote a nonprofit that helped people leave Scientology provided a greater purpose to my channel. It just provides a very benevolent, altruistic motive on top of what I'm doing here on YouTube, which I would be doing anyway. But it's nice to take what you're already doing and what you already love and figure out how to turn it into something that's genuinely helpful to people, specifically people leaving Scientology. And then the video that I did, where I said I'm no longer on the board of the Aftermath Foundation, I directed zero negativity or hate towards the board members or the foundation itself. All I did was say my honest version of the events that transpired, and then I moved on. I never said don't support the Aftermath Foundation. I never said the people on the board of the Aftermath Foundation are bad. I didn't say the people on the Aftermath Foundation aren't worthy of support. I didn't say don't donate to them. I didn't call them a fraud. I didn't question their motives. I was honest with my audience about what happened, and I moved the fuck on. Okay. That's a little different than what's happening now. I think you guys would agree. And the fact is, anyone who's currently throwing shade at me or the foundation does not even deny that we have been able to meaningfully help about 15, 16, 17 people so far. If I were to paraphrase the criticism that's being levied at me and the foundation, well, specifically me, Aaron's a meanie. Aaron yelled at me on the phone. We can sit here and quibble over what's yelling and what's not yelling, but let's not even bother. I will concede that anyone who's saying I yelled at them on the phone definitely felt like I was yelling at them on the phone and probably had good reason to feel that way. And that's okay. Is there anyone subscribed to my channel who is surprised to hear that if I'm upset and I'm talking to someone, I'm going to let them know and I am probably going to be yelling? I would say I'm sorry for that, but I'm not. That's who I am. Take it or leave it. You don't have to be a part of what I'm doing. You can not be a part of what I'm doing. You don't have to love me. You cannot love me. You can even hate me. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a bit of a hothead. And if I'm pissed off at you, and if I think you're my friend, and if I think you're someone that I should be able to tell you exactly how I feel, that is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel. And you can tell me to go fuck myself and shove my head right up my ass, and that's okay as well. We're all big boys and girls. We're all adults. We can all handle ourselves. But I gotta tell you, what I just don't respect. Oh my God, you made it! Fucking Kai is here, dude!
Thank God I took the fucking truck and not the fucking race car.
Oh, pull up a chair, pull up a chair.
Hey, hey.
We're doing the vertical stream, so this might be hard.
I lost a little weight. I'm fine.
Kai has lost, how many pounds have you lost since the last time
Since the last time I've been on stream, like fucking 70 pounds.
Oh, you know what you need? You need a microphone, homie.
Yeah, I do.
Here you go. Clip that anywhere you want.
All right.
Let's try to squeeze it in here.
There you got it.
I gotta get you a drink.
Yeah, we might have to take a remission. You'll get one.
Do you know where my stuff is? You wanna go make one?
Kitchen?
The alcohol's in the deep freezer, over in the corner.
Yep.
And the shaker's right on the counter.
Yep.
And the ice is in the freezer. And the other mixers are like next to the sink.
Okay, I'm gonna go non-mic to do that. I'll be back.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness, this is gonna be a blast, you guys. We're having fun. Yeah. Okay. And so, you know, the truth is that we're spitting hot facts here, guys. Blame the hurricane, blame the White Russian, blame the cigar, blame whatever you want. We're having fun here. Hey, everyone's got a voice. Everyone's got a voice. You know what else I'm sick of? I am sick of people saying that just because someone tells you they don't like what you're saying, that they're trying to silence you. Grow the fuck up, okay? Especially if someone's saying it to you privately. So if you're out there saying a bunch of shit publicly, and someone who's supposed to be your friend calls you up and says, you're a piece of shit for saying what you're saying, that is not an effort to silence you. We all have our own platforms. We all have our own voices. Grow the fuck up, okay? Grow up. Someone telling you that they don't like what you're saying is not silencing you. Stop acting like you're just always a victim all the time whenever someone calls you out on your bullshit, okay? Do I say that I'm being victimized every time someone criticizes me or talks shit about me online? No, it's ridiculous. Okay. I'm sorry for you newcomers who have no idea what I'm talking about. I won't stay on this. I won't stay on this for very long. But you know what? It's like, I'm sure there's people out there talking shit on their videos right now, and I'm not even talking shit. I'm not even talking shit right now. I haven't mentioned a single name. I haven't insulted anyone. I'm just telling you guys how I feel. And I think I have the right to do that as well, don't I? Okay. So what happened yesterday? What happened yesterday is that Liz Gale, who recently very politely resigned from the board. Okay. Liz Gale very politely resigned from the board. I appreciated that. Thank you, Liz, for politely resigning. But I got to tell you, when Liz resigned from the board, she did make it sound like she was unable to get answers to some tough questions. And I don't mind telling you guys right now, that was a lie. Liz Gale has never asked me a single question that I never gave her a full, complete, and honest answer to. That includes the EINs, that includes the bank accounts, that includes everything. I do not mind telling you, when Liz Gale implied that the reason she resigned was that she was not able to get answers to tough questions, that was a bald-faced lie, okay? Now, when I watched her video, I sent her a very polite text message, and Liz, you're free to share the screenshots if you would like, okay? Sent her a very polite text message. I said, Liz, by the way, before she resigned, she texted me and said, I'm gonna resign, and I said, I totally understand, okay? I then texted her, I said, Liz, I watched your video. I gotta be honest, I was surprised to hear you say you were not able to get answers to tough questions. I said, look, I'm gonna be doing a video responding to some of the falsehoods. I'll just finish this and then we'll. No, please, feel free to have a seat. And I said, if you could please give me any of the questions you felt you were not able to get answers to, I will make sure that in my video, I address all of those questions. Okay, she then called me. We had a somewhat unpleasant phone conversation. And I said, look, Liz, I'm already gonna be doing a video about this. And she said, is that a threat? Is that a threat? Do your worst. And hung up the phone. And then I texted her and I said, Liz, I don't know why you thought that was a threat. I did not mean to give you the impression that I was going to be doing a video responding to your video. That's not what I meant. I said, I was already, before we went to Miami, I was already planning on doing a response video about the foundation itself and the false accusations. And if you genuinely feel that there are questions you've not been able to get answered, please let me know and I will address them. She couldn't give me a single question, okay? Then what happened yesterday? What happened yesterday is that Jenna saw that Liz Gale was in the live chat supporting someone who's been brutally attacking me and Jenna for the last 6 months. And Jenna, as a private, personal individual, was very angry. And she texted Liz Gale and let Liz know exactly what she thought about her. And in response to that, Liz took Jenna's text messages. Well, no, she didn't publish them, but I wish that she would. Because if Liz published Jenna's messages, the public would get to see what Jenna had to say to Liz when Jenna didn't think anyone would ever see them. So Jenna didn't have a reason to put on an act or a performance or to sprinkle it and pepper it with lies. It's what Jenna told Liz privately about what she really thought about some of the things Liz has been doing and saying recently, okay? Now, in response to that, Liz put up a giant post on her YouTube channel claiming that she was being retaliated against, giving everyone the impression that it was me, retaliated against for having resigned from the foundation. Nothing could be further from the truth. No board member has publicly or privately said one negative thing to Liz Gale at all about resigning or since she resigned. Okay? So I am sick of people in this community taking private arguments, private conversations, private disagreements, going public with it, being vague, general, and lying to our audience, pretending to be victims and asking for sympathy and creating division and disharmony and trying to turn people against each other. I'm just kind of sick and tired of it. And since we're sitting here riding out the storm, and since I'm sure there's people live right now trying to talk shit about me and Jenna and the foundation, how about I use my platform to speak my truth so that I'm not being silenced and punched down on, okay? There you go, guys. That's all I got to say. That's about as hot and spicy as it gets, because I really have not much more to say on it. Not that I couldn't if I wanted to, not that if something else came up that I would never comment on it, but this is the hard facts, guys. Anyone who's pissed off at me, I'm sure you've got a reason to be pissed off at me. But acting like every little private disagreement or conversation somehow needs to be hashed out in the public, I gotta tell you, my audience is not here for it. And it's one of the reasons that, 5, 6, 7 weeks ago, I did a video on my channel saying, hey guys, on my channel, I'm not gonna continue to platform people who use their channels primarily to attack former Scientologists instead of attacking Scientology. When I put out that video, I knew there were certain people who were eventually going to publicly distance themselves from me and the foundation. And I do not mind telling you that every single person that I expected to do that has now done it. And every single one of those people, if you wondered who I was talking about when I said that, every single one of those people have now shown you who it was I was talking about. Because all they have done since then is attack videos on former Scientologists. And what have I done since then? I've continued to do videos about Scientology. And that's what matters, guys. That's what matters. So thank you for listening to my rant. Thank you for hearing my voice. Thank you for making me feel heard and respected.
Oh my God.
All right. End of that chapter. Let's move on to the next chapter. I might have to get up and make myself another drink here soon.
It's all good.
How are we going to squeeze in here?
I don't know. We'll figure it out. Let me fucking laugh.
Okay. So the last time you guys... Wait. You got your mic?
No, I don't.
Here you go.
Yeah, let's throw it on. I was busy getting Tampa Brad ready, you know.
And what are you drinking there? Pure vodka?
It's only water.
Oh!
I gotta drive later, so it's only water.
Oh, you took that long to make water? Oh, boy. Okay, the last time you guys saw Kai, not only did he have a thick beard.
Yeah. Like on.
Oh, my God. Okay, let's see what's happening.
There we go. I broke the stream.
Oh, shit, dude.
I showed up and broke the stream. Dang, you're going for over an hour, too.
Wow. Let's see. It'll come back.
Yeah. Could be the weather. You streaming on 5G or on?
There we go.
There we go.
Hold on, we're back.
We're back.
We're back. Not today, Xenu. Not today. Okay,
Yeah.
so you were saying.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's been a hot minute. I think that the last time I was on stream was probably like 290 pounds. I'm down to 229 now. Thanks to the GLP-1 agonists of the world, I'm on tirzepatide, so it did work for me, you know. And it didn't work for you. That was when you had your...
Oh, no, it did work for me.
It did work, but then you had your health crisis, you know, like... But no, it's made a huge difference, and I feel a whole lot better, you know. So I personally stepped away from the streaming for a little while too, you know, handle some family issues, lots of stuff at work. I haven't talked about my career too much, I don't think, on stream, but I'm a CCIE. I worked for Cisco and in the Cisco industry for about the last 15 years. I was caught in the last run of tech layoffs, which is interesting. So I'm kind of starting my next chapter here, trying to figure out exactly if I want to pretend I'm retired for a little while and enjoy my severance package, or if I want to look for another internal position. But you know, that's it's been interesting. You know, I think the tech world has changed a lot over the last year. And I've been a big proponent of it for a long time. It's something I've talked about. You know, people that are leaving Scientology, I think it's a great avenue for them. Especially if you want to be a professional test taker like I was, and getting, you know, certifications and, you know, kind of earning income that way. It has, like I said, over the last year, there's been like 120,000 layoffs in the tech industry. So they bulked up during the pandemic. A lot of people with the work from home initiatives, companies, you know, closing down their offices, selling off physical assets and moving to a hybrid work environment. Well, some of them are transitioning back. There's been, you know, the move to AI. That is one of the pushes that Cisco is saying that they're going with now. But it's a little bit interesting that some of us that got let go were certified in AI. So, you know, it's kind of interesting. But yeah. So I'm kind of back in the mix now. And one thing I will say that I'm super grateful for is during my absence, Aaron, Jenna never lost contact with me, and it was a big difference from what I'd experienced in the past with, you know, some of my previous friend groups. That you really learn who you can count on. Even when I wasn't responding to texts, Aaron and Jenna and everybody and George, they kept reaching out.
We were worried about you, bro.
I know. But it's...
We thought Scientology had gotten you.
Oh my God! You know, can you imagine? Xenu had got his claws right into me, but no. Just dealing with, like I said, work stuff. You know, we had a layoff 6 months ago that I dodged, and I've been dodging layoffs for 15 years now. Cisco does them every year, but if they keep it under like 2,000 people, it doesn't get reported to the shareholders. And if they go over 2,000, it does get reported. So 6 months ago, I dodged one, and I had to pick up the slack for a lot of folks that did get let go, and then they did another layoff 6 months later, which was just about a month ago, and I got caught in that one. So for like the last 6 months, it's just been, you know, a lot of work.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's kind of where Spit's been, you know. But overall, I mean, things are still good. You know, my wife is doing good. She's in nursing school. I bought a new race car, bought a new Civic Type R that I'm really excited about. And like I said, you know, deciding if I'm going to stay in IT. I also fly planes. I'm a pilot, so I'm working towards getting my hours up. Maybe I will buy a plane and start renting that out and doing that as a business. And maybe I'll start giving race car driving lessons. I don't know. So I was kind of trying to decide, you know, which direction do I go? Do I stay the corporate man, or do I say say screw the man and go my own way. You know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So I know you spent a bunch of time up in the Northeast, but how long
Yeah.
have you spent in Tampa Bay area?
So I was actually born and raised here in Palm Harbor, Clearwater area. I left during the pandemic and lived in New Hampshire for about 4 years. So we were up there for a little bit, kind of doing the snowbird thing back and forth. But I've been here since the late 80s for the most part. So we've been through, Charlie, Irma, I have family in Andrew. I'm Cuban, so I had a lot of family down south for that did lose their homes. I don't think this is going to be a life before and after kind of storm, but like Andrew was, Charlie was, and I, had family that was affected by those storms. This one, I think it's kind of, we're hanging out, having hurricane hangs. Could have been a lot worse. And the bittersweet part of it is the better it is for us, the worse it is for someone else. So like you mentioned earlier, Sarasota Jerry, got you, in my thoughts, prayers, hopes, and everybody down that way. We just had Hurricane Helene, a week ago. Even on my street where I live, everybody's debris is still outside. It's like the projectiles that are possible are probably what worries me the most.
Do you know why that happened? I can tell you what I heard.
From what I heard, they were trying to get all the workers to pull stuff off the beach and appliances and things in other areas, and they went to Asheville. So a lot of our workers, weren't here to clean it up.
I was told that FEMA closed the dumps, and so they couldn't pick up. Literally, we still have, even in my neighborhood right here, you might have seen it driving through, houses with piles of debris.
It's wild.
On the curb.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we got freaking, well, that's why everyone was freaking out.
I know.
When we thought we were going to get a direct hit by a Cat 3.
Right. That would have been all the difference, because people whose homes flooded, they started doing clear out and renovations, pulling all their appliances, all the things that were destroyed in their home during Helene out to the curb. Nobody's come to get it.
Yeah.
So the storm, were to stay on its northward track and come this way. Those are the things you got to worry about. You can live without power. You can live without water. You can get supplies. I'm in a non-evacuation zone where I live. I think I'm at 57 feet. Just kind of weird. It's not that high. We don't have much elevation in Florida. But it's just down my street though. They're at sea level.
Right.
So it's on one street, someone can be in an evac zone and someone can be in a non-evacuation zone, and it's A, B, C, D non-evac, and it's wild. And I know where my parents live on Lake Tarpon, and where they live on their house, they're literally on a lake. They're not in an evacuation zone, and the people down the street are. So it's very similar where I live in Palm Harbor. I'm very close to the water. I have a pond behind my house, and we're not in an evacuation zone, but there's literally a body of water in my backyard.
Yeah.
So
For everyone in the live chat joking about us being a gay couple, the moderators don't have to delete those. If you're gay for the stay, it does not count.
No, it does not count.
It does not count. Not if you're gay for the stay. It's not gay if it's a three-way either.
That's right.
Okay?
Wake up in the morning, say no homo, go to bed at night, say no homo.
No
Everything
offense
between,
taken.
100% hetero.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
All right.
Yeah, I think I told you before that I actually worked at a all-male clothing optional resort in South Florida. So this is wild. When I was a nurse at one time, and I left that and went into IT, and I worked for a company called North Beach Village that owned all-male clothing optional resorts in South Florida. And when I went for my interview, I did not know that this was I did not know that this type of business existed. They call them guest houses, and they were very popular in Fort Lauderdale. And I ended up being the only hetero male that worked there, and I worked there for years. And it was pretty wild. And I ended up working for a couple of these different properties, setting up their networks and maintaining them. It was a wild time, and I didn't know until I got hired. But the pay was good, so I guess in that case, I just stayed for the pay.
Yeah.
And I guess the view. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
I mean, look, I'm not gay, but $20 is $20.
Hey. Man, I was in my early 20s making 100 grand a year. I wasn't going to leave. You know, I'll climb up on the roof and put the access points over the hot tub. Doesn't matter what's happening down there, but it was interesting. It was a very interesting time.
And I told you guys I'm going to do this until my phone dies or my computer dies, and my phone just hit 20%. So we'll see how long it takes for it to totally die. I'm not even going to try to end the stream before my phone dies. When the phone dies, the stream will end. Okay, it'll be a cliffhanger. That is so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So did you literally have to keep it a secret that you were straight?
My boss knew, but I just didn't discuss it with guests because a lot of them, they were going there paying for that experience that, you know, they were going to be around, you know, only other gay guys, you know. And, you know, I worked the front desk for a couple years as the IT guy. The Grand Resort and Spa and Crystal Sands, the Palm Resort. It was interesting, but yeah, I just didn't discuss my sexuality at all while I was there, you know. But it left my wife wondering for a while, like, are you sure you're not gay? How do you work there? And I'm like, this is, you know, and my wife's from Haiti, so it was a very different cultural thing for her, and you know, even my family being from Cuba, they were kind of like, it was different to them. You know, I'm very, very progressive and never bothered me.
Did you have to tell your wife's family? Did your wife's family know you worked there?
Yeah, but they didn't. It was interesting when they would want to come to town and they did want to stay at the hotel. I asking if they would get a discount if they stayed there, and I have to tell them, like, no, you can't. You can't stay there. We don't have any vacancy. And that's another thing that was kind of funky. Like, technically, you can't discriminate. You can't say that women can't stay there, but you have to be buzzed in. Like, there's a camera at the gate, and you just like, they're just not going to let you in. They'll come and be like, no, sorry, there's a problem with your reservation. Like, that just legitimately happened to people who would book as a family and show up and realize later that what the property was is that I promise you don't want to stay. You cannot have your kids here.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, but how hard was it just to hide your erection the entire time you were there?
Well, I just couldn't stand up. I had to stay behind the desk. Oh my God. The stories that they're not. I can't even tell them on stream. Like, I've told you about some of them privately, but cleaning rooms was like wild. I mean, it was very bizarre.
It was just like Jackson Pollock painting everywhere, right?
Oh my God. Yeah, I wouldn't even go there. There was very interesting times. Our housekeeping staff was paid very well. And the movie rentals there were interesting.
What, You've Got Mail?
It was. I mean, they'd come to the office and
the breakup. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, Kai.
No, I remember. Like, do you remember like before they had iPhones in your car, you'd have like your portfolio of like CDs.
Yes.
Well, imagine this is full of DVDs.
Yeah.
That are adult oriented, and they come to the front office to rent a movie for the night.
And
you've got to pull out your binder and go through flipping the pages, and you know, and say, well, what are your favorites? It's not really my kind of. That's not my thing.
They're asking you for recommendations.
I swear to God, and you know, I couldn't give them, but you know,
oh my
I'd say
God.
this one's very popular. You know, so everything became very nondescript.
Do you guys hear that? Can you guys hear that? People asking if that's the rain. That is the wind.
Yeah, it is. It's getting a little wild.
That is just the wind.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is amazing.
Yeah.
You have crazy stories,
dude. It's wild.
Yeah.
It was wild. It was definitely an interesting time. Yeah. At that time, I had just met my wife. I met her working at Starbucks. I was just getting certified in IT, and I would go work at Starbucks in the morning. I would drive to the beach. This is in Fort Lauderdale, so I worked at Sawgrass Mills Mall. And I would drive to A1A, Fort Lauderdale, Breakers Avenue. I'd change my clothes in the car, and I'd work. I was working.
Wait, A1A like Vanilla Ice A1A?
Yeah, that
Beachfront
A1A,
Avenue?
Beachfront Avenue.
Damn.
Yeah. And I'd work like 20 hours a day while I was going to school, and I mean, it was wild. It was just a very interesting time, and this is 15 years ago now. Yeah, it was very, very interesting, you know.
The uploader says, take a drink every time Kai says wild. Jill Randolph says, please charge your phone and come back on later. You know we will. You know we will.
Oh, man. Only during a hurricane stream.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so I was going to ask you earlier. So your experience, what is the closest and the strongest hurricane you have memory of having to endure? Holy shit, listen to that.
Yeah, it's getting pretty breezy out here. I mean, I had family in Andrew. That was what, 94, 96. I was very young then. That was down in South Florida. That was a blow your roof off storm. Charlie, I remember that a little bit.
I'm trying not to blow this right into your face, so I apologize.
You know, this doesn't bother me anyway.
All
But Irma was a couple of years ago. I remember boarding up for that one and being pretty worried.
Yeah.
It was another one where we dodged. Those are probably the ones that I remember the names of the most, you know. Irma, Charlie, Andrew. I know those were life-changing for a lot of people. I had family down towards Bradenton and Sarasota that Irma really, hit pretty hard. Mm-hmm. And those are the folks now that, as the storm moves further south, Fort Myers and Sarasota, that was only 2 years ago. You know, that they just got hit, you know, Nokomis, like these areas that are having to rebuild, just rebuild. And that, you know, it's great for us that, you know, 1 million people might not lose power and might not experience the storm surge, but the folks that are further south, you know, may have just recovered.
Yeah.
You know, it takes time, you know, for resources to rebuild. I mean, even on my home, I'm waiting for a roofer at my house, and you know, it could be 6 months before.
And once storms blow through like this, in the aftermath of things like this, it is impossible to get lumber.
That's right.
Impossible.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, I've got a leak in 4 of my rooms in my house.
Yeah.
You know, and luckily they're not like active and bad. But you know, there's spots in 4 of my rooms, and we've been waiting for roofers. We got on the list. They apply for the permit, and then Helene comes, and now there's people that, you know, are in need more than I am, you know. And I mean, my house was built in the 70s, and we've got the original tile roof, you know. I mean, I've got a $30,000 roof that needs to be replaced, but
Yeah.
there's other people that, you know, are in more need. So I'll wait.
Yeah.
And like you said, you know, getting supplies is difficult. A lot of, you know, the linemen that would be here restoring power are up in Asheville. I don't know if you've seen any of the destruction there that Helene did. I didn't look until today, and I watched a few videos that popped up into my feed.
It's terrifying.
I mean, it doesn't even look like the U.S.
It's terrifying.
It's
Who could have imagined that North Carolina would have exponentially more damage from the hurricane than Florida?
This is where people went, like where people evacuated to.
Yeah.
It just
shit.
intensified and dumped on them.
Do you guys hear that? Let me know in the live chat. Do you hear that wind right now? What is that, maybe 50-mile-an-hour gust, maybe?
At least, yeah, 30 to 50.
And it's amazing we're still dry here, thank God.
Yeah, I know. Isn't it wild?
Thank
Even drink. If my wife was
You said wild. Yeah. Cheers, baby. Cheers.
My wife was like, "Hey, if it gets bad, just stay at Aaron's." And I'm like, "Are you sure?" She's like, "No, come home. But also, if it gets bad, stay at Aaron's."
Actually, I mean, you got a 25-minute drive up
20
north.
minutes, yeah.
What was the wind like coming down here?
I hydroplaned a few times. That's what I was saying. I'm glad that I took the truck.
And you got the big truck.
Yeah, I was going to take my Type R, so I haven't been able to drive it much in the last couple of weeks since I bought it.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, I'll race car drive, you know, down to Clearwater. And I made the right choice. My F-150's lifted like 3 inches, and there was one spot right before I turned on to Cleveland I was coming down Belcher. I had to floor it because the water was like,
really?
Yeah. I was a little bit nervous. Like if I slow down, the water is gonna pool up. So I floored it, and and pulled through, and that was the only big dip that I hit. So I'll watch that when I go home. Coming down Greenbrier and passing like George's house was fine, but the wind was picking up. Coming past Hacienda Gardens, a little bit of hydroplaning there, you know. So the wind was picking up a little bit. So.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I don't live far, but far enough to, you know, see a few different changes in the weather.
Yeah.
You know.
So guys, the wind that you're hearing right now, I mean, it's 4:15 p.m. right now. I got to double check the update. I don't think this thing makes landfall until
Around 8. I think it's 8.
Oh, I thought it was even later. Is it that early?
Yeah, it's moving faster than they expected.
Okay.
If you like, I was watching like Track the Tropics is what I watch, and like Max Velocity. Those are the two YouTube channels that I've been following for it. Originally, they were saying like midnight tonight. Now they're saying somewhere closer to between 8 and midnight. I think it was moving at like 17 miles an hour.
Wow.
Pretty quick.
Wow.
And you know, we want it to move fast so that the rain is less.
Yes.
But I mean, there's some areas just like even here or you know up by me, it's very strange where the rain will fall and not fall. But some people have been getting rain since early this morning.
Yep.
And they're going to get rain until tomorrow.
Yep.
Pinellas County you know, can get 1.5 feet of rain in some areas. So even though we're not going to get the storm surge we thought,
Yeah.
I mean, freshwater flooding and rain flooding is an issue for a lot of folks. You know.
Yeah.
Like I said, even my neighbor like had sandbags up against like his man door to his garage, and we're at like 50 feet elevation, but just because of the way his yard is, he was already his garage was already flooding. I'm like, it's so bizarre, you know. And we have no water. And
Did you say his man door?
Yeah.
What's a man door?
The man.
Door to his man cave?
The man door to his garage. Yeah.
Oh, as opposed to like a loading door.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can get in and out of your garage.
Did they have a man door at that hotel you worked at?
Oh, you might have had a Sally port. Oh my God.
Oh my God. All right, well, you know, the phone did hit the 10% warning a few minutes ago. So maybe we will just end this and throw it on the charger. But you know we're coming back, guys. I mean, we'll get some lights up out here. I mean, look, as long as we have internet, but the truth is, if I'm doing this from cellular, it almost doesn't even matter if we have internet.
Unless we drop that.
You know?
We got to get Starlinks. I don't know why I haven't bought one yet, you know?
So if I had a Starlink here, you're saying that even if, because I have Frontier internet.
Right.
You're saying even if Frontier went out, I would still have direct satellite internet.
You point it at the sky and you have internet.
So, but how do I connect my devices to it, though?
It broadcasts Wi-Fi. So it's your modem and your router.
Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, or I'm getting it mixed up. So it broadcasts a Wi-Fi signal.
Yeah, it's your modem and your router.
Oh my God.
And it's a panel, and they have a few different versions. They have the Roam, they have a residential one. I mean, it's, you know, SpaceX Tesla, you know, version of a mobile router and modem, as long as it has, you know, pointed to the sky. And I mean, this is what they use in the disaster relief areas.
I wondered when I saw the posts about them delivering Starlink to North Carolina, I was like, what do they got? Like Ethernet cables running everywhere?
No, I mean, it's literally, it looks like a flat panel. It's white, and you point it at the sky. It broadcasts Wi-Fi. People can show up. They can join that network. And now they can use services, you know, iMessage, FaceTime, WhatsApp. They're not going to get cellular signal, but they're going to get Wi-Fi and access to the internet. And they're able to make, you know, have communications. And that's one of the things that is, you know, in a disaster is one of the most important pieces, is being able to figure out, you know, if people are okay, what they need, what resources, and coordination becomes very difficult, you know, when comms go down. I've designed a bunch of stuff for like Cisco's disaster relief team. They have trucks that will go out into areas during disasters that will, you know, it's changed over the years from, you know, satellite uplinks to, you know, the service provider type of years has evolved over time. But yeah, that's the newest, the latest and greatest is the Starlink, and you know, you can have that for your home internet. I mean, I know the latency is pretty low and the speed's pretty high, and it changes from area to area. But like Hurricane Beryl, you know, went through the islands like Curacao. That's what they were using out there to connect. You know, a couple of the guys, what's his name? He lives here in St. Pete. Jason Permatella, I think. He does a lot of the weather I don't want to call it the disaster tourism. But he's a weather guy, and he's on YouTube. Lives in St. Pete. He went there to experience the storm. And he's got a few videos of what it's like inside the eye of a Cat 5 storm.
Yep.
They brought their Starlink with them, and that was the only way that the Prime Minister of like Grenada was able to have contact with people on the island. He was able to call them because they were posting videos with their Starlink.
Wow.
And then they, busted out their Starlink and let people use it to connect with their families, in other areas, let them know that they were okay. So
Amazing.
it's a cool thing to have, and I'll buy it even just for that purpose, to have in the area.
They're not even that expensive.
No, like $300 if you get the residential one with the rebate, and I think it's like maximum like $600. That's it. And it seems like a lot, but it's not.
They found us. They found us. We gotta get out of here.
Oh God. It's 420.
It's 420. I'll drink to that, but I got no drink left. Failed Pessimist says, we do say Mandor in Canada. It is a thing, Aaron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay. Well, guys, we're going to throw the phone on the charger. And stay tuned, guys. We're going to be back. I mean, we got nothing better to do, okay? We are here. The storm's coming. And as long as we're alive, we'll be live streaming. That's why they call it. That's why they call it live streaming and not.
That's right.
Dead streaming. Okay, all right. I'll be here all night, folks. All right. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
Peace. Stay safe, y'all.